Hello friends, it's Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and I'm a little bit stuck on the multi-layer cars. I did one last week, and this week I decided to go again for the same kind of idea. I just like the look of them, yeah, they are quite of cool. So we have this in here, I think it is a Ford, 1935 Ford, yeah. And then we have, of course, this crappy cheap car, Chevy, I guess. Yeah, and we're gonna stack them on top of each other. Yeah, so we're gonna see how this works. This one have a flat bed, so maybe we're just gonna put it, trying to make it look reasonable like that. Yeah, just with the windshield just sitting on top of the roof. This one is a little bit wider than the Ford, yeah, as you can see. So there's gonna be some merging, maybe just, bending of the side panels. But, we're gonna figure this out on the table. So let's just get on the table and start building. We have everything on the table, and first we need to disassemble this car. It's actually easy because those cheap cars are actually done better than Hot Wheels in my opinion, because they have screws. And for our purposes, when you do converting, it makes the job so much easier. So popping out the glass, and then we have the body. Now I'm thinking it's gonna be sitting like that, yeah. So if I just cut out like I did with the previous one, just on the hood line here. So we're gonna take a very good precise tool, yeah, for cutting stuff, and we're just gonna go and do the first cut. There you go. Then on the other side, the same kind of thing. And you can see that with this tool, it isn't actually all that hard to do these modifications. I'm gonna be honest, I tried it on the previous build and I was not expecting that it's gonna go so easily. Yeah, so we have this. It's gonna be sitting on top. Now, how much on top? Because I'm thinking, yeah, if we're gonna put it flush like that, it's avoiding, what would we call it? It would be avoiding the wheels, so the wheels would be still functional. All right. So now we need to modify the glass, because that bit of plastic in here in the front gonna be the problem. Yeah, this bit in here gonna cause a problem, so we need to get rid of it. And the same shears come in handy. They cut it down, no problem. It is still not sitting flush, so just grabbing a sanding stick. Oh, I cracked the windshield, but that's not a problem. It's gonna be painted over anyway. So there we have it. Let's see. Yep, that's gonna sit just fine. So now super glue. We're gonna glue that inside. Of course, if there is still some glue, there is, okay. And now I can either keep the inside, but last time what I did keep the inside, it didn't really make a difference. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna use the base. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut it roughly in half, because I want this to cover the inside here. So yeah. Oh yeah, I know why I need the base. I need the back, at least the back of the base, to help with the wheel well, because otherwise it's gonna be empty. So let's just cut it to the size. Let's try this to cut this first, just a short thing. Let's try it like this and see how it's gonna fit. Yeah, I need to cut more. And now the back part. It really doesn't want to go together. Oh yeah, because I chose the front. Yep. All right, so let's try it again. Patience, Seb, patience. Sorry about that. Let's just glue it together first, and then it's gonna be easier. There was some super glue, but I'm not sure. All right. Then we're gonna go with this. There we go. Would that work? Because what I'm looking at is, you know, this is sitting way too high. Yeah. Kind of comedic in its look. But when it comes to this entire idea, it does work. So let me just, I want to round up those corners a little bit. So because it's not perfect, yeah, but it is usable. The concept work, and we can just put it like that, which gonna leaves the door exposed. Yeah, it does work. All right, let's scuff the roof. And this, I don't really think it's gonna be any easy. So let's see if there is a super glue in here. Come on. Oh no, there is just a dry layer of it. Okay. I have more. Right, and there's gonna be another contact point. I wish I still have some super glue accelerator, that would be so much nicer and easier to glue it together. Right, so I'm gonna just leave it like that and let it dry. So I decided to spend a little bit more time on making this better. So what I want to do, I want to change the back wheels. I think that they are a little bit small for this build. Oh my, that axle is really strong. Yeah, it actually bent. Yep. So you're gonna replace the wheels with those ones. Just I think it's gonna feel better with the bigger wheels in the back. If you see my desk right now, it is a total disaster. Everything, plastic card, knives, everything on it. So yeah, we're gonna add those wheels. So wheel number 1, and please stay, don't go anywhere. And wheel number 2. Same story, but I just feel like the profile of the car looks better. Of course, the back seats in here would be crazy to sit in, but who cares? Now, next thing, I want to cover the wheel wells. So I cut out the pieces of plastic card. In here you can see the slivers. It is the 0.2 or 0.3 mil plastic card. And just, oh, of course there must be a hair, because it wouldn't be my build if there wasn't one. So there we have one, and then we're gonna go with the other one. You see, they have like these little plastic exhaust pipes on the side. So I cut those two sides as well, so they don't stick over the body. And now we're gonna want to cover the wheel wells. So I have this, what do you call it? Diamond plating prepared for one side. I don't have anything prepared for the other, but I think that I can go with the flat plastic card. Oh, maybe I have more of the things prepared, so I can just cut one to size very quickly. Oh, it's a little bit big, but it's gonna work. It's giving me a next point of cover, which is nice. Okay. So of course there is like gaps in here, but that's gonna still look much better than without covering it. Now, this in here, we want to do a transition, so I want to soften it up with a plastic card. Just cutting thin slivers of plastic card, because they're gonna work into my advantage and gonna allow me to merge those two bodies together. And you know, it's gonna look very Gaslandy because of the fact that it's gonna be all just chopped out metal. Very orky as well, I would say. Oh, come on, stick. Like, I didn't really poke it, I gently touch it and it still doesn't want to disconnect. I think that I'm gonna cover the windows as well on both of the bodies, just to make it easier on myself. Okay, so we have one window and now the other. There we go. And I'm thinking about merging this in here as well, which is gonna be probably much harder to do, but let's try it. Let's just try to force it to that's the problem. Yeah, no, not really. If we just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna use a super glue to run a bit on the other side. Okay, so we need more of those if we're gonna do it on both sides. So I think with this video gonna be mainly converting, and painting gonna be just, 5 minutes and done. That's good. I'm gonna be honest, converting is more of my hobby. Painting is far behind it. I prefer building than painting, and probably it is very visible in my videos that I build something, and quite often I'm like, yeah, let's just skim over the paint job, because I really don't want to do video about that. Alright, so this is gonna have to dry for a minute, so let's just cover the other window. Well, other two windows. Yeah, just make it easier on me. Don't have to think about the interior and stuff like that. And those tiny slivers really surprisingly make the job easy. Oh, I poke it way too hard, I guess. And one more. There we go. And then the other one. You can, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but this plastic card is much thicker than what I'm using as the plating on the windows. Alright, so we have this done. Let's give it a minute to dry. Well, I'm waiting still for those panels to dry. And we're gonna put the weapon on. So we're gonna go with the rocket launcher. It's gonna be a roof mounted, and it's gonna look weird as heck because it's gonna be mounted on this roof. But surprisingly, when you look at this card this way, it's actually pointing forward properly, not like very slumped down. Alright, now so I'm gonna cut out and I'm gonna finish this connection. Basically what we need to do is just put a little bit of super glue underneath the plastic card and then push it, yeah, and wait for it to dry. So in this case it was very quick, and you have to rinse and repeat on every single one of those. Yeah, so it's not the most fun to watch, so I'm gonna be back once I'm done with it, and I'm gonna add a couple of extra plates in between. So as you can see, I did work those angles a little bit. They look tiny bit better, still kind of shabby. I added a couple of little plates in here, here, and in front. Oh, it's still kind of sticky. So, yep, let's just get rid of as much super glue as possible. So yeah, I was again thinking about, getting the big pipes and everything in here, but I think that I'm gonna stick with what I have, because overdoing it is a bad idea. It already looks good, so yeah, let's just get it black bombed and then I'm gonna be back with the paint job. So this big boy gonna go exactly the same way as the previous one. Yeah, come on, it's too much paint. There we go, much better. Let's actually try on the bottom. Yeah, it was still too much, but yeah, in all of those little like the, come on English, come back to me, all of the little details that we added, they love to catch the dry brush. Yeah, so all of those overlapping plates gonna look great with the dry brush, and all of the what do you call it, diamond plating and so on. So this is a lovely thing, and we're gonna make them a teammate, so they're gonna be the same idea, just metallic car with blue or silver or gold windows. Yeah, and a what do you call it now, and the red stripe through them. Yeah, so now after painting, this look much more sensible in my opinion. It just kind of unified itself. Now I just have to figure out where exactly I'm gonna put that stripe. I'm just gonna mark it in white. For the stripe, we're gonna be using the Slaughter Red from Army Painter range, the speed paints. So I like this paint because of the simplicity of applying it. They, I know that they're supposed to be speed paints and making all of the shading and so on. But for this, you don't really need that effect. But it's still, perfectly thin paint, in my opinion, with enough pigment to work for my needs. We're still gonna have to do some roasting on those cars, because I think that, since this all metallic just with one stripe in the middle of paint, it wouldn't be not roasted, and then some weathering. But yeah, it is a simple process. Just keeping the focus is a problem for me, like always. Yeah, I did make the strip a little bit longer. The thing is, it's so high up that when you look at the back, you can actually see it. Yeah, so I decided to just go around it. But yeah, now I need to paint the windows, and then we're gonna have to do some weathering on this. So windows gonna be covered with Beowulf blue. Okay, so that was the problem last time. I didn't have enough paint. Now it's look better. It's a very blue paint, but if you don't apply enough of it, it just looks very watery. All right, and zoom. Okay, let's cover that white. There we go. So yeah, I need to give it a couple of minutes to dry. Now we're gonna be doing the dry brushing with the orange color to give it a rusty feel. Oh, I think that my brush is dry. Let's give it some more. Let's test it on the hand. It is wet enough to do what I wanted to do. think that this more gentle approach to roast feels better to me anyway. And now the tattered brush for more of that. And I think that's perfect. We just need to weather the wheels, so I need to find some sort of a desert color. So only weathering left. We have crackstone in here, and we're gonna start with the wheels. And obviously those ones are glued, so they don't gonna move. So yeah. And now the front needs a little bit of dusting, because that's where the color, and the sides. Yeah, I'm usually overdoing stuff like that, so I'm trying to be more reasonable this time around. I think that's gonna be it. So finally finished. Yeah, it took me a couple of hours, but there we go. It's definitely more tilted than the one from the last week. The entire, stacking of two cars together is more pronounced, and well, it looked good. It looks really, really good. It's like a mash of the two cars, and I was thinking, looks a little bit like one of those bogies with the what do you have this? The advertisement on the top, but it doesn't bother me in the slightest, and like I said, it turned out very, very well. So if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and whoever else want to watch it. And everyone have a great day and take care. Bye bye.